How did owning a home become a distant dream for many Malaysians? The question hangs in the air, a poignant reminder of a reality many are grappling with today. In the heart of Malaysia, a crisis is brewing, one that threatens the very fabric of our society. This crisis is the housing affordability crisis, a challenge that has seen the dream of home ownership become an elusive goal for many. To grasp the magnitude of this issue, let's delve into the numbers. Over the past 2 decades, the average price of homes has skyrocketed, far outpacing the growth of the average household income. In fact, the gap between these two figures has never been wider, making it increasingly difficult for the average Malaysian family to own a home. This challenge is not exclusive to any one demographic, but it is particularly acute for first-time home buyers, many of whom are young adults striving to secure a foothold on the property ladder. For these individuals, the dream of home ownership is not just about a roof over their heads. It signifies stability, independence, and a sense of accomplishment. Yet, this dream is becoming more and more elusive. Rising property prices, coupled with stagnant wages and the pressures of urbanization, have created a perfect storm, making it harder than ever for young adults to own a home. This is not just a crisis of affordability, it's a crisis of opportunity, of aspiration, of a future that seems increasingly out of reach. And while this crisis unfolds, it's not just the individuals who are affected. The ripple effects extend to families, communities, and ultimately the entire nation. The impact of the housing affordability crisis is far-reaching, touching every corner of our society, so we find ourselves at a crossroads, a point where action is not just needed but imperative. The housing challenge we face is not insurmountable, but it requires concerted effort, innovative solutions, and a commitment to ensuring that the dream of homeownership remains within reach for all Malaysians. The dream of owning a home seems to be slipping away from an entire generation. This is our reality, but it doesn't have to be our future. Join us as we explore the root causes of this crisis and seek solutions to make homeownership a reality for all Malaysians. What are the forces driving this affordability crisis? Let's delve into the root causes of the housing affordability crisis in Malaysia. The first factor that we need to consider is stagnant wages. Over the past few decades, even as the economy has grown, wages have remained relatively flat. This wage stagnation has made it increasingly difficult for many Malaysians to keep up with rising housing costs. Next, we have the issue of rapid urbanization. More and more people are moving to cities in search of better job opportunities and improved quality of life. This mass migration to urban areas has resulted in a high demand for housing. However, the supply of affordable homes has not kept pace with this demand. The third factor is the high cost of property in Malaysia. Over the past few years, property prices have skyrocketed, making it incredibly difficult for many individuals and families to afford a home. According to a report by the Khazanah Research Institute, the median price of a house in Malaysia has far outpaced the median income, making homes unaffordable for many. Lastly, we can't ignore the role of speculative buying in driving up property prices. Some buyers purchase properties not to live in, but to resell at a profit, further exacerbating the affordability crisis. In addition to these factors, we also have to consider the impact of government policies. While there have been efforts to increase the supply of affordable housing, these have often fallen short of meeting the actual demand. Moreover, some policies have inadvertently made housing less affordable by encouraging high-end property development at the expense of affordable housing. All these factors, stagnant wages, rapid urbanization, high property prices, speculative buying, and government policies have converged to create a perfect storm. The result is a housing market where many Malaysians find it difficult, if not impossible, to afford a home. These factors have created a perfect storm, making housing unaffordable for many. What happens when a nation can't afford homes? This question is not merely hypothetical, it's a stark reality faced by many Malaysians. The repercussions of the housing affordability crisis extend far beyond the individual or family unit. It affects the social fabric of our communities and the pulse of our economy. When families can't afford homes, they're often pushed into substandard living conditions, leading to health issues and a lower quality of life. This crisis also disrupts the traditional pathways to financial stability. Home ownership, traditionally a cornerstone of wealth creation, becomes an elusive dream. The ramifications on the economy are equally grave. A significant chunk of disposable income is funneled into rental payments, reducing consumer spending and stifling economic growth. Moreover, the crisis exacerbates income inequality, creating a widening chasm between the haves and the have-nots. It's a cycle that, left unchecked, threatens social stability and economic progress. The affordability crisis isn't just about housing, it's about the future of Malaysia. How can we restore the dream of homeownership, you may ask? Well, the answer lies in a multi-pronged approach, one that involves innovative solutions, successful initiatives, and policy interventions. Firstly, let's consider the role of the government. A comprehensive national housing policy could be a game-changer. This policy should include measures to increase the supply of affordable homes, such as incentivizing property developers to build more low-cost housing. Additionally, the government could establish a progressive property tax system, where high-end property owners pay more and the revenue is used to subsidize affordable housing. Beyond governmental policies, non-profit organizations and social enterprises have been successful in developing creative solutions. For instance, community land trusts, where land is held in trust for the benefit of a community, have been successful in other parts of the world. This model ensures that housing remains affordable for future generations. Then there's the private sector. Innovations like co-housing and co-living could be part of the solution. These models not only make housing more affordable, but also foster community spirit. In co-housing, residents own their homes, but share common spaces, reducing the overall cost. Co-living, on the other hand, is a form of housing where residents share living spaces, reducing their individual expenses. Furthermore, technology could play a significant role in making housing more accessible. PropTech, or property technology, has the potential to streamline the home buying process, making it more transparent and less daunting for first-time buyers. Finally, financial literacy programs can empower individuals to make informed decisions about home ownership. By understanding the ins and outs of mortgages, interest rates, and the long-term financial commitment of owning a home, potential buyers can better navigate the housing market. These solutions, along with a concerted effort from all stakeholders, can help make home ownership a reality for more Malaysians. Of course, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, and what works in one community may not work in another. But with creativity, innovation, and commitment, we can start to turn the tide on the housing affordability crisis. These solutions give us hope that the dream of home ownership can become a reality for all Malaysians. The housing affordability crisis is a complex issue, but not an insurmountable one. We've delved into the heart of the problem, examining how rising property prices, stagnant wages, and rapid urbanization have placed an increased strain on the ability of Malaysians to secure affordable housing. The consequences of this crisis are far-reaching, impacting not only the individual families affected, but also the broader social and economic fabric of our society. Yet amid these challenges, we've also explored the potential for innovative and comprehensive solutions. From policy interventions to successful initiatives, we've seen that with the right approach, it's possible to create lasting change. The path towards affordable housing for all Malaysians may be steep, but it's not unattainable. Together, we can ensure that every Malaysian can afford a place to call home. Because a home is not just a roof over our heads, it's the foundation for a stable, secure, and prosperous future for all of us.